water is very shallow here. I'm just barely going. If it wasn't for the wind, I probably wouldn't be able to do this at all. Wind is giving me a nice boost here. I gotta try to find some slightly deeper water here. What I like so far is the ground is pretty solid. Nice compact sand under the water. So I could literally just get out and stand up right here, 300 meters from shore. Where it's kind of sandy colored here, that's been 2 feet deep. That dark blue line over there is about 4 feet deep, so I haven't been in anything that I couldn't walk out of. So I'm still way out in the middle here. The sun is right over my shoulder, and I can tell all the American coots, their beaks are glowing bright. So the sun is gonna do some damage here. I should have wore sunscreen. Just cruising the shoreline here looking for snakes. I'm on a north-facing slope, which isn't ideal, but it is plus 22 right now, so there's potential that they could be out on these rocks. There's the berm. I gotta pass her and being guarded by a blue heron. There's a bit of a rush of water up ahead. I'm gonna have to be careful not to flip or capsize. Wasn't expecting that. It looks kind of rapidy, so probably right down the middle. Some exposed rocks up ahead, so I'm gonna have to just pick a spot and go and push myself through it as fast as I can. Probably not life and death. Could probably just stand up in ankle deep water there, but was not expecting this. Well, that wasn't so bad. It was only ever a foot deep, just enough to skim over the rocks. The sun is the enemy right now. Well, I'm right into a nature haven now. Northern pintails, northern shoveler, mallards, American coots. When I first burst out of that little water run, there was probably 1,000 ducks right here. This is a paradise over here. This is where I'm expecting to start finding things like the glossy-billed ibis. Some migratory swans over here passing through. Well, I was stuck on the sand back there for quite some time, about 10-15 minutes. I didn't want to get out into knee-deep sludge, so I kept pushing. Finally found somewhat of a channel here, navigating through these weeds. It's going to be tough coming back upstream, so I might have to just go to land somewhere or an island for the night. I'm now in the main body of water. I got myself unstuck and broke out into 3 feet deep water here, and I can see straight ahead about 5 or 6 kilometers here to those smaller islands. That island right there is one I want to get to. Just studying the island here to see what I may be up against, where a suitable place to land is. That's the north shore that way. That's the island out in the middle. That's the south shore. That butte, that mountain over there, that's in Montana. And that's behind me. Hopefully the boat's not full of water back there. Been on the water for about 4 hours now, so getting a little cramped up. I can't wait to get out and stretch out here. Well, in terms of shelter, there is not much I can do here. I can build up a bit of rocks or camp next to that row of rocks there. Keep myself out of the wind, but there hardly is no wind. It's going to be a very calm, hot night. So basically I could just sleep on the bare ground. There's this little area of sand out of the rocks that looks kind of nice and soft. I'll probably put a grass mat there or something, or use some of the materials that I brought on the kayak. In terms of firewood, there's nothing. This is the only stick I found in the whole site right here. So just enough to make a tiny little fire. And there's some heavier shrubs like this that are a good fire starter, but nothing to sustain a fire very long. So not a great island to survive on, but that's kind of why I picked it. Get out of the comfort zone. It's April 28, 2023. I'm on a tiny rock island out on the middle of Pakowki Lake in southern Alberta, just to the south of Many Berries. I'm about 5 kilometers away from the bigger islands to the east, and a good 1.5 kilometers away from any shoreline. This little rocky strip here is about 100 meters long, and that's it. There's no firewood, there's one stick, there's some dead grass, and that's it. It's just rocks, so it's going to be a bit of an interesting night. Well, it's Saturday morning, heading east. Well, it's still calm. I'm back on shore. Found a nearby road here. I'm gonna stash my kayak here and walk out. There's nothing I love more than being out here in the prairies on a nice warm spring night. Listening to all the birds. A couple tractors off in the distance towards Montana there. Well, it's a perfect night. It's getting quite dark. Lots of badger holes in the road. Great way to break a leg. So I gotta watch out. Those are the lights of Foremost over there. If the camera would focus. Yeah, way off in the distance. So that's Foremost. That screen is blinding. It's pitch black other than the moonlight. It's a good thing it's a 3/4 moon right now. I haven't had to touch a flashlight because of the moon, and I'm on a solid gravel road. Haven't seen one car yet, walking about 8 kilometers now. I think it's just about 11 p.m. There's not a trace of sunset over to the west, over by Cochrane, Foremost in the northwest direction. I saw that yellow tint for quite some time, till about 10:30 or so. Feels like it's about plus 10 yet. Well, about 300 meters from my car now. It's 11:30 p.m. Pretty nice moonlit light night still. It's gonna feel good to get back to that car. You can smell the herbicide down in this valley from all the farms settling into the valley here.
But it still ain't changed his lifestyle. He likes it better.
Well, this is the road I walked out on last night. About 15 kilometers worth to get back to my car.
He's consuming what he's growing nowadays in self-defense. He gets out there in the twilight.
This is the best view of the lake I've had the entire time up on this ridge. Looks like there's lots of good launching points here too by these little dugouts. The lake is not too windy either. Kind of getting the ultimate Pakowki tour here right now. Well, I'm just about to get onto the main water body here again. I'm looking straight east across to the island, the big island. Well, there it is. That's the big island. Had to fight some wind for a while here and some whitecaps, but I made it. Just a couple hundred meters and I'll be there. Looks like some ruddy ducks. I'm out on the big island of Pakowki Lake. Pakowki means bad water, or poison water, as some of the locals would say. There's a low wet spot here that's dried up. I'm just checking out what kind of wildlife is out here. Seems like the perfect place for a lek, sharp-tailed grouse, or maybe even sage grouse, if they got out here and discovered this. Surrounded by water, no structures, no buildings, flat. It's just a little bit of sagebrush. Could use some more. Well, that's that island within a lake that's on an island of Pakowki. But as you can see, the whole thing is dried up. And the next one over to the east is dried up too. There is some pronghorn out here. Just seen one bouncing off in the distance, so kind of figured it'd be easy enough for them to get out here. There's little narrow channels across the land to access this island. 3 or 4 feet deep of water, so it's no problem to get out here and get some fresh grass and browsing and grazing. You can see right here the water level already receded quite a bit, so it's a good thing I came in from the west. I don't think I would have made it from the east. I'm out here on the main body of water again, just soaking it in one last time. It's an incredible opportunity to be out here on Pakowki Lake and visit some of the rock islands and the Big Island. This is the lake less traveled, that's for sure, 100% sure. Even me, as a lake traveler, this is my first time being here, so that says a lot. It's a wonderful, pristine body of water with no life. That's Cypress Hills in the background. So there's that long, skinny island I walked across. I'm only out here because the weather allowed for it. It's absolutely perfect conditions. That's a complete panorama. I'm dead center in the middle of Pakowki Lake. At least 1.5 kilometers from all land, other than a tiny little rock island that I camped on. That's quickly approaching, but that's 1 kilometer away. It's a nice place to be. Dead center in one of the remotest lakes in southern Alberta that very few people have ventured out onto. I just heard a story about some kind of fan boat crossing here just for fun. And also the lake has dried right up, bone dry. And somebody drove across on a pickup in 2nd or 3rd gear. That would be fun. But this is also fun. Nothing but bad water. Nothing but a couple gulls. Black-headed seagull to the left, ring-billed seagull straight ahead. Well, day 3 is about to end on Pakowki. It's Sunday, April 30. And I just made it back to my car after finding a much better place to park with an easier launch yesterday.